Let's try opening up an architectural project. Open, sample. Let's go to the Revit Architecture Basic Sample Project. Sure, we'll open up that one. There's a basic and an advanced sample for both, for all three of MEP, structure, and architecture. So let's just go to a floor plan. Okay, if I zoom in on here, okay, there's a door. If I pick on that door and I change these properties, it's only changing that one door. If I go in here and change these properties, it's going to change all the doors of this type, all the double doors of this type. Hit cancel. Same, what is this? Oh, this is a group. Okay, I'd have to go in and say edit group to go inside. Pick on here. It's a bar chair, instance properties, type properties. Just about everything has it. Cancel out of my editing of that group. What's over here? What is that? Hover over it. Look when you read the status bar. Okay, the first piece of information is specialty equipment down over here. That's the category. Then it says it's a meal oven H5681 BP. That is the name of the family, and the type is the next field. So you'll notice it's delimited by semicolons, same as this washer or dryer. Pick on here, it's a generic model, washing machine. If you pick on here, these properties will only change this one guy. If you pick on here, it's going to take that and change it to be all of them. And you can always duplicate and make a new one and then change the values. And that's generally the way to go. Usually the type is set up for certain values. So if you're changing the values, you can change the values of the type, but it'll propagate through the project. Sometimes you want to duplicate, leave the original one the way it is, and then make a new one and take that one and copy that around. So you have to think that through a little bit. Same as a wall. Pick on this wall. Okay, we're going to talk about walls and structure, and we're going to talk about columns and stuff. Instance properties, only changing the one wall. Hit edit type, you're going to change all the walls of this type. And of course walls, if you go into the structure, we've got some wonderful properties in here that shows you, how the wall is built and all the little layers and stuff that are inside of the wall. Okay, again, these are type properties. Cancel. Okay, that was inside of here. Okay, which is inside of the edit type button. So instance properties, as soon as you go in here, you're changing all the objects of that type. There's a family of TV, there's a wall, set of stairs, no different. These are instance properties. If you go in here, these are type properties. This will change all this type of stair everywhere in the project. These properties will only change this one stair right here. Okay, instance properties versus type properties. Even a grid line, same, no different. Grid lines are the same. Pick on a grid line. Instance properties, okay, there's the name, and you can also pick in here and change it. So again, this is a grid bubble, 6.5 millimeters, a 1/4 inch or something, and then these are these properties for this one grid. If you pick on here and change these, it'll change all the grids. End segment color, plan view, symbol M circle. So what if we change it to say none and hit apply? Then all your little symbols will go away because I changed some type properties of that type of grid, and they're all in there. Okay, click out. Okay, if I take this door again and I don't know what I'm doing and I say edit type, well, let's copy one over. Let's pick on this door, and then let's say create similar, which means give me one of these. So it's going to take that same type of door, and let's say, where will we put it? Just for the heck of it, we're going to put it right through this laundry room into the TV. Escape, escape. So we grab the TV, we say, oh, delete the TV, delete this cabinet, delete that. Okay, now we have our door, and we use our arrow key and we nudge it into place. So if I take that door and I say edit type, and I change the height, or let's say width, from 17 to 1500, okay, and I hit apply, it's going to change all the doors of this type. Now that was probably a bad number. It should be 1730. Hit apply. reset those guys, and then I can say duplicate, go in here, get rid of that, and say, oh, I want it to be, 1600. The name, now I've made a new type, and I can say, okay, you are 1600. And this is typical across a door, a window, a ductwork, a column, a beam, a joist. Hit OK, and now this guy's different, but this guy retained the original. This is the original 1730, and this is the 1600. So that method of duplicating a door or a column or a window is the same regardless of what family you're using. So now I've got a bunch of projects open. So what do I want to do? I just want to close this project. So this is a good time to say, if you go and hit the red X here, this will try to close Revit and prompt you to save your project. So this closes everything down, including Revit. And I don't want to do that. I just want to close project by project. So I'm going to go to my big blue R and I'm going to say close. Take the current project and close it. Do I want to save the changes? No. It wouldn't let me anyway because that's in that sample folder, which is read only. Here's my MEP project, big blue R, closes that guy off. Do I want to save? No. Back to here. Okay, let's go to a floor plan. Have a look, zoom in. Okay, got some beams and stuff. You can pick on this beam. It says this is a type of beam. If you change these values, it's only going to change the one beam. If you go in here, it's going to change all the beams of this type. And if you duplicate, you can then make a new one. We don't generally make new beams. What we do is we load them in. We'll talk about loading families as well. So columns, beams, floors, grid bubbles, text, dimensions, same type of thing. I'm going to slap in a dimension for this nice opening in here, zoom in and place that. Okay, escape, escape. If I pick on this dimension, really not much I can do. I can turn the leader line off, which will do this, so I can, do that. Or not. Okay, so there's not a lot of instance properties, but if you hit edit type of this dimension, there's a lot of type properties that make the dimension do what they do. Okay, if I have another dimension that's like that, and I say, okay, I have another dimension, not that I would dimension this way, but you could do this. Okay, same type of dimension, escape, escape. If I pick on this dimension and go edit type, and then go to the somewhere where there's a color, the color of the dimension, and change it to be red, hit OK, and OK, that's a type parameter. It's going to change all the dimensions of that type. Notice I had to click out here. If you pick and you're picking the surfaces, you can turn that off by going down here and select surfaces right here, element by face. If you turn that off, then when you pick here, you won't grab anything. Turn that on. We'll talk about these buttons. So instance parameters versus type parameters. That's all I wanted to hit home on this 15-minute lesson.